That's good. Well, I'm pretty sure your followers on YouTube will be excited too.
Yeah. Look at this. Now this is funny. We're gonna be sitting in a cafe.
I'm about to send you the request right now.
Okay. Okay, we're live. Okay. So everyone that's on YouTube or Facebook Live, hello, welcome. This is going to be a talk with the crib flippa. We're going to be live on Instagram too. So,
all right, here I go. Are your people on there?
Yeah, there's already people on YouTube.
All right, I'm getting ready to start right now. So we'll be working both angles with this camera.
I'm on Facebook Live too, I think.
With this camera tonight, it's so hot.
Okay, I'm gonna mute one of these
Facebook Live is like
devices.
I'll try to wipe down that.
So your computer camera is frozen, but we're good otherwise. I think. Okay, you're frozen on your computer. It didn't send me the request.
Thank you. I'm going to send it to you.
It's sending it to me to watch it. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. What is up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Everybody here, they've been waiting for this. Like, a lot of my followers have been telling me how excited they are for me to actually, speak on, get experience. So let's start by an introduction while we let more guests come in.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I am Toddy. My name is really Tadla, but everyone just calls me Toddy. That's my nickname. Tadla means she's lucky. Backstory, I grew up in California, lived in Vegas my whole life, and then just probably like a lot of people, entrepreneur, had a bunch of businesses that didn't work out for me. And then when COVID happened, I was a waitress at that time. So when COVID happened and everything, I got laid off and I started just looking into what I could do. Came across wholesaling. Long story short, there's like another story to that, but came back across wholesaling again in my life. And I was always been into real estate. So I just started following everyone on YouTube, on Instagram, and just copying what they say to do, and went virtual, and it started working out really well. So my first month, it was actually like my first 3 or 4 deals in the first month. I made 30,000, but I did get like 5 contracts the first month. They just kind of ended up getting paid out at different times.
So you were on a roll for your first month. And like that's what they want to know. They want to know
How fast.
How fast.
Yeah.
Do it. So the people that know nothing about wholesale will be able to understand.
Yeah, and if I have a YouTube video. My first YouTube video was actually talking about this deal. So if you go back, I mean, if you guys missed this, you can go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. But and that's Hot Wholesale. But basically, so like I said, started just doing what all the gurus and everybody on Instagram and YouTube say, you know, call a list with a dialer and try to get a deal locked up over the phone. So I got a list off PropStream. It was like a really simple absentee vacant list in the hottest zip code in that market. And that was in Cleveland at that time. So now it's funny because it's like way more people getting calls. But at that time, it was right when COVID happened. So this is probably like May. So the beginning of May 2020. So everyone's like freshly laid off or stopped working recently, and everyone's home, and there's this virus scare. So my main thing was just rapport. I'm calling people. We're talking about COVID, you know, people they know are getting sick, people they know people who are dying. So it's just like all this stuff. And it's a pretty deep topic, you know, like sickness and death and stuff. So I think that kind of did, like, now that I always think about it a lot, of course, but just having no experience at all, I think I kind of got lucky with the timing because there was something really good to talk about and bond over. And I think the main thing is the rapport, because once you get down to talking numbers, if they like you, you know, they'll work with you. If they really want to sell.
Relationship.
It is.
That bond.
Yeah.
Really want to deal with you.
100%. And you just be honest with them, and, you know, tell them your life too, share with them personal things that, you know, you wouldn't really share with just anybody. So they feel that kind of connection with you. Like, I try to make every conversation not just a business call. And of course, there's some people who are a little bit closed off. And with those people, I'm just nice and I share a little bit about me, but not too much, like a quick something like, oh, sorry, that's just my 4-year-old in the background, you know, something like that. Just quick. Yeah. Turn me into a person really quickly. Something that will make them instantly like, oh, this is a real woman on the other line. This is not just somebody trying to get my house. Yeah.
He's dropping straight knowledge that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. So you see me, I even got my notepad ready to get ready to take some notes. And real estate wholesale, you're forever learning more. And that's the way that you're going to be able to stay ahead of the game. I seen this weekend that you were out with a couple of the big dogs in the game, and you were like learning a lot more. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that master. So REI Sift is a dope software. I won't talk about it too much, but I'm gonna post a YouTube video about it here this week. But basically the guys that started that, Tyler Austin, he threw this mastermind event where a bunch of wholesalers, it was like 20 something of us, I want to say 27 or something like that. And these are people who have like very successful businesses. Like, I'm pretty sure all of them are making 6 figures. I think some of them are making 7. And I don't know, maybe someone are making 8, who knows, but I know some are making 7 for sure. And basically everyone put together a presentation and shared like their biggest secrets, you could say, or they gave us what they believed was something that we could use that maybe, you know, that we don't know. So it was the best experience of my life so far when it comes to like a real estate event, because I've only been to one other one. It was a free one. It was really good too. And I met a lot of great people too there. But this, because it was like a presentation style and everybody shared their own thing, it was amazing. I learned so much. I made some really great friends. People to JV everywhere with. I'm really excited.
I got a question for you. So how do you feel about a free event versus a paid event? What do you feel the biggest difference is?
So it's tough to say that, because when I went to the free event, I was a lot newer to wholesaling. So I learned so much stuff I didn't know at the free event too. But the only thing I will say is the free event was really quick. It was one day, it was all day, but it was one day, right? This was real. Yeah, it was really, this was really structured. It was 2 days. And I think this event specifically was unlike probably any other event too, just because the participants presented and like we taught each other as well as learning from who threw it. I think a lot of events are probably just whoever threw it, which I'm gonna go to actually the Hustle Implementers 2 day transformation in June in Atlanta. I'm going to that too because I feel like I did really well. Like my first calendar year just passed. I did really, really well with like no training, just straight off YouTube and um just doing.
You're kind of there
Did I kind of chop out right there?
a little bit, but I got the part that you said you did pretty well just straight off of YouTube.
Yeah, so I feel like with training, I can only get better, right?
Yeah, you can only get better. Like since you start investing in yourself, you're gonna be making so much more money.
Exactly.
That were never taught. So that's why I really like paid events, and I feel like people that aren't ready to take that step should really consider investing in the farther education and wholesale, real estate, construction, anything that you want to do. I feel like
You have to reinvest in yourself.
you got to.
If you make some money and you don't get education, you're just like, I mean, you're not very wise, because that's, everyone says their best investment, it's not marketing, it's not buying bandit signs or anything like that, it's just investing in themselves. Yeah.
So far we got the first step to you making that $30,000 was you building a relationship, going out, dialing the list, and calling these people, and we just built that personal bond with them that made them feel real warm. And they had something that they could relate to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So the guy's father-in-law had just passed away, and they had a couple properties in Ohio, but the father-in-law lived in Ohio and he just died. So he said, we're not going to Ohio anymore. I want to sell my rental properties. And he had kind of got screwed over. Someone rehabbed a property in a really bad area, and they sold it to him for like a crazy amount. And he's from New York. So when he saw a duplex for 70 grand, he's like, oh my gosh. So he bought it. And it was a horrible area where things were only worth like 30,000 rehabbed. And because it was rehabbed cheaply, it was falling apart already. He'd only had it for a year. And because it was the hood, no one had ever paid rent since they moved in. So it was just this crazy situation. And he bought it for 70K literally in 2018, at the end of 2018. This was May 2020. So he had it almost 2 years. No one had ever paid rent after like the third or fourth month they lived there. So and it was COVID, so he couldn't evict anyone. He was just over it. So he ended up letting me get it under contract for 15,000, even though he just paid 70K for it, because he was like, and I'm pretty sure, he bought it in a business. I'm sure he could just declare it a loss and just keep it going. So because he was a really rich guy. So we had that bond. He was like, Toddy, do you really think that that's what it's worth? I'm like, yeah, man, it's bad over there. Like, and I'm telling him all the addresses that have similar cash buyer sales, but this had been recently rehabbed, so it wasn't really exactly the same, but he knew the area was really bad. So he was like, you know what, I want you to make some money, so whatever. And that's like a unicorn, because you don't get super rich people like that.
Yeah, he paid 70 and you got him to sell it for $15,000.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's great.
He wanted 30.
Okay, so he wanted 30.
And that's why I always tell people, don't even care about what they tell you they want. Still, you know what I mean? Get your comps, your lowest comps that you can find. Tell them about those lowest comps, and just make sure that you're not too scared to give them that low ball offer, because it's not necessarily an offer, because when you do it, you just mention, you know what I mean, the properties close by, and you just say, hey, this is selling for that and that's selling for that. Does that sound right to you? And they'll tell you.
So you're getting confirmation from them and asking them, how does this sound? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And putting the ball in their court so they still feel like they have power over the transaction, which is super smart.
Yeah. I think some people try to take the control approach. For me, I don't like that. Like, I am the expert in real estate, but you know your property. So you tell me, does that sound right to you? And that way I still have the door open. They're not going to slam the door in my face because I didn't offer them low. I just asked them, does that sound right?
That's a great technique right there. You're not coming off as aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You're a nice person that's looking to move forward. So you got them down from 30 to 15. And you never seen this property before in person.
Mm-mm.
You only see pictures and videos.
Yep. Not even pictures and videos. I literally saw the Google Street View. And then I had this contractor that I met off of Facebook, super random. He went there. He also is an investor, so he went there for free for me. I ended up paying him when it closed. I just cashed out him. He didn't even want me to pay him. He was just like, excited to help me along in my journey too. Cause I'm like, this is my first property that I'm trying to get. He went, took pictures. He saw there was a leak. So he actually, ended up giving a bid to the buyer and everything. And I think he ended up making some money that way too.
Okay, that's good. So
yeah.
Everyone got to walk away happy. You walked away, you made a profit. Contractor walked away, they made money.
Yeah.
Just got rid of a headache, which, he shouldn't have bought in the first place. So you're making everybody happy out of these deals.
And me and the contractor have a very long, still going relationship. He sends me buyers all the time because he's working on people's houses. It's a good deal.
And this was only like 6-7 months ago, or
now at this point it's been 1 full year. Yeah. Because that was like in May 2020, and now it's about to be June.
Oh yeah, time flies.
I know, because when we met I had only been doing it for a few months.
You were killing it then. I bought your crash course. I really liked it. A lot of information that had me ready to just get up and start calling, getting that phone ringing.
Good. It's definitely 100,000 million bajillion % all about the action. I was talking to somebody about that today. I was like, as much as I love planning and knowing what my goals are and my future is, that shit doesn't really matter. What really matters is what's the next thing I need to do. At that point, what I need to do is close the deal. So call people.
And I feel like a lot of people, they get stuck in the learning process. And just being able to push through that learning curve to actually make those phone calls is what's going to separate, a beginner from someone that's making money.
Yeah.
Because there's people that are scared to death that won't even, make a phone call.
You will never get a deal if you don't make offers, and not just like a little bit of offers. You have to make like a lot of offers. So most people are going to say no. So if you're worried about the no, just know it's coming anyway. So you just have to just do it.
How many offers are you making a day?
So right now I'm not even making offers because I got some help with acquisitions and stuff, and I'm like, I've just been focusing strictly on dispo since about February. But it's funny that you say that, because after this weekend, today I got back on the phone and started making offers too, because I feel like even though it's been great having help with acquisitions and focusing on dispo, I feel like I'm still leaving a lot on the table, because one thing they said was, what could you say you're really great at? And I know I'm really, really great at talking to people and letting the sellers talk. And it's hard to train people to be just like you. And it's hard to get people to have the same amount of free time as you do, because like, when she's asleep and when my son's asleep early in the morning, we're 3-hour time difference. I can get some stuff done at 6 a.m.
And I know for a fact that there's not going to be too many people on acquisitions that are as good as you. So what I'll do right now is I'll tell the people the difference between acquisition and disposition. So acquisition is the phase of acquiring properties. You're marketing, you're going out, finding properties and sending offers. And the disposition is when you're selling. So she's been focused on selling these properties, and she's been killing it.
Reason being, acquisitions can be, a little stressful. And, between January, I had her March 26th, between January, and then I was getting so close to having her, and I was having like all these things going on with my pregnancy because I was so stressed out. Like, I was like, I have like 12 deals right now that I'm trying to sell, and I got this going on, and it just became so much for me. I started looking for help, and I found that in the form of someone who wanted to call and lock up deals. So I just was training him. He was doing that. I was doing my thing, dispoing. I relaxed for a few months. And then over the weekend, they kept saying, what are you really good at? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, I can still work on hiring, but until I have, the business back and forth written down, recorded and everything, I don't need to start trying to build like a big old empire,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're dropping some gems for sure. So if you guys are liking what she's saying, just drop an emoji down below, share it with a friend. I would drop the fire emoji, to be honest. This is heat right here.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
So coming up next month, I'm actually having a live event in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's been about a year since I had a live event because due to COVID restrictions, and I like to be close to people, and the people that come to my classes, and I like them to get the bond, so I'll be able to call everybody by first name, last name.
Yeah.
And this year is going to be called Flip by Flip Live Property Tour. And what I'll do is I'll take people into the newly renovated lounge that we got here. I'll teach people how to find, fund, and flip real estate step by step. So they'll be learning how to purchase these properties, get the funding for them, and then I'll take them out to a few of my current flips that I got going on and show them things that they should look out for. And after that, we'll go back to the lounge and we'll have lunch with all the elite in Pittsburgh. So I'm bringing my developers, my architects, I'm bringing in my interior designers, the contractors that I trust, and a couple settlement specialists. So there's going to be some heavy hitters in the room, and I'm doing all this for $200.
Oh, wow. That's really, really good. And they get the lunch for free too?
Yeah, the lunch is included.
Oh, wow. That's like...
Yeah, it's going to be catered by one of my chef friends that I grew up with.
That's a really good deal. And if there was, I live in Vegas, so the events out here are like freaking HGTV Stan Merrill, like 7,000 people in a stadium, and they're gonna try to get you to swipe for like 40 grand at the end of it. So I haven't been.
I can't believe that people are paying that much money for that type of program, but I guess that's what people want, though. They want to feel like they belong on a team.
Well, I actually met somebody who bought one of those $30,000 courses. I don't know if it was Sean Terry or something, but he went to a really, really expensive event, and they gave him so many gems, honestly, that he taught me so much stuff. We were working together. We did a few deals together, and I was really new, and he could just see me messing up all over the place, and he would help me out a lot. And he taught me like how to get code violations from like any city, so I could do everything virtual. So there were some things he taught me that made me a ton of money. And he's in a really expensive market, so the average deal there is like 30, 40 grand. And if he does 2 or 3 a month, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money. So he definitely multiplied his investment by so much. But what if he was one of those people that was too scared to even call anyone,
He wouldn't have made anything. And that's like a situation that I run into. A lot of people have money on hand, and they'll go hard for like a week. They'll go hard for 2 weeks. They won't see anything, and they're already $10,000-$15,000 in it, and then they just quit.
Yep.
And
that's why I preach cheap marketing. Market the cheapest way you can, just to see if you even have the what it takes to do this. Because if you're gonna give up, you know what I mean? I spent over 10 grand trying to do Amazon FBA. So I know how that feels, to spend a lot of money thinking you're going to have this business, and then you just kind of suck. And
it doesn't even take you anywhere.
It doesn't. It just wasn't for me. It was very technical, PPC, SEO, sitting on the computer all day, watching numbers. And I'm like, nope, I can't understand any of this.
You gotta be like a big tech person to understand that Amazon stuff. So what are some of the ways that you like to advertise for cheap?
So basically outbound marketing is cheap. If you're dialing, your dialer's 150, you skip trace a list, and that'll keep you busy, and that's just put your time in. That'll keep you busy. If you get a list of 1,000, that'll keep you busy for like 2 weeks, and you're going to be getting leads every day. You're going to be actually making offers every day versus like, okay, putting out bandit signs, people might call you, but you're going to sit there and wait for it. So I have a very like active guerrilla approach to it. And I've just been calling, but I know like now things might change a little with the whole robo dialing and compliance and texting and all those laws coming out. So Shift, you said you haven't heard about it?
No, I heard some about it. Tell me a little more.
Well, basically, what's gonna happen, and this is actually changing my whole business model, because what's gonna happen is like, if you have these dialers, like I have Phone Burner as one of my dialers, and they actually emailed everyone saying, you guys are gonna have to register, and this is what we're doing to, make it easier for you. But this is a law that's gonna be into place. So basically, we're gonna have to register, and if people complain, we gotta immediately take them off.
Take them off the list.
Take them off the list immediately, which we always do anyway. But like, say, you slept in one day and your caller calls them twice and they report you or something, then that's actually going to be looked at now because your business is registered. Not to say like you're just going to get smacked with a big old fine the first time, but again, like, who knows?
Yeah, that's definitely a game changer. A lot of people are like you said are based off of strictly cold calling, and they have phone service set up. Five VAs calling nonstop.
Yeah, someone else said in certain states you cannot call cell phones, must manual dial, etc. So I think the law is different, and it's going to be different in each state. So like, I'm not a lawyer, whatever. Don't hold me to anything I said, but look up the law yourself before you take my word for it. But it is going to change everything. And that's why I say, like, okay, if that's going to start June 31st, everybody go get your first deal before then, and make sure you spend your money on direct mail and bandit signs and all those other things to get your brand into people's face in your market. Because if you don't, your options to like mass market people are going to be limited. And not to say that manual dialing and door knocking doesn't work, because people make a lot of money doing everything.
And you just gotta pick which way works for you. That's what I feel like. Pick which way works best for you and stick with it.
Yep, 100%. Pick which way works for you. However you're getting your deals, double that, triple that, quadruple that when your money starts coming in. And manual dialing is not bad. Like, just because it takes longer, you're still calling, you're still getting it done.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but I feel like you got a pretty good response rate with manual dials.
The quality is better.
Yeah.
For sure. I think so too.
Things with like the auto dialer is sometimes there's that dead sound when people actually pick up.
See, that's like with like triple line dialers and quadruple line dialers and 5-line dialers. I don't like those. I really like, right now I have Phone Burner, Mojo, and Smart Dialer. I've just been like spending all my money trying everything because I want to make sure I'm using what works best, since I'm on the phone, because I'm virtual. So I need to like, perfect my processes and stuff. So honestly, my best conversations all come from Phone Burner.
Yeah.
Because the phone is ringing, they're picking it up, and we're on the line. Like, hello, it's
people. Because like with Mojo dial is a ring that gap in between, like hello. And by the time you get the sales pitch, they already feel like, it's a sales call.
Exactly. And Call Tools has the single line dialer, but it's weird. I tried it. Phone Burner is super simple, super easy. And everything comes with it, like the admin features, the call recording. And I'm not an affiliate of Phone Burner. Like, I really just like it that much. I think the whole like multi-line dialer thing kind of got hyped up by some people because they have these huge teams of like 12 cold callers and they have 60,000 leads, but it's like, I don't have that. So it doesn't even make sense for me.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that gets hyped up that people just buy because what they heard was hot.
And you'll waste a lot of money like that. So whenever you make an investment in software, that's why I like PropStream, and I preach PropStream so much, because it's like you're making an investment, a $99 investment for 10,000 leads. How could you go wrong? There's a lot of websites that are going to charge you 12 cents a lead, not even with phone numbers, so it's like you can't go wrong with all the records.
Yeah, that's good. Like, a lot of people they're loving that PropStream situation. And
I've done all my deals from PropStream, honestly, like maybe like a couple from the hot wholesale data, but most from it's like GeoPoint data based, and I just got that affiliate because I started skip tracing with them. And their skip tracing is good, but I still would get the leads from PropStream and skip trace there because it's like it's way cheaper.
It's cheaper. Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, and it's all about price at the end of the day. Like if I'm gonna spend $1,000, it's not gonna be on a list.
Put on some data. So
yeah.
Appreciate it. If you want to open up for a couple questions and answers for the people before we get out of here, that's cool.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions. I do, if you guys follow me, I do have a crash course. It's $50 right now for the next 11 people. It was for the first 50 people, but some people got it already. So for the next 11 people, it's only $50. And you said you took it. It's 4 hours. It's really long, but it's literally everything I did when I started from A to Z, including like going into the softwares, actually downloading a list, showing you how I put it into skip tracing it, showing you how I put it in my dialer. It's like I literally did everything on there because people just kept asking me, how do you doing your deals? How are you doing your deals? And I'm spending like an hour a day explaining to strangers my whole business, and it was just started to get like really exhausting. And I'm like, I want to help people, but this is too much. So I made that, and it ended up being 4 hours, and it's been really great.
I dove right into it, and it helped me, and I've been doing it for years.
That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people say they pay like $500 for courses that haven't taught them. One dude has made already like $700,000 in like the last 8 months after he took it.
Real?
Yeah, like he's made way more than me, and I made the course, so I'm like, whoa. But
what market is he in?
Madison, Wisconsin. Hella weird. And then when I looked there, they have like 6,000 cash buyers. I'm like, but he's not virtual, he's actually there. So he took my virtual course and implemented it where he lived and just blew everybody out the water. I'm like, dang, dude, like I'm proud of him. I'm a little jealous, but I am really, really proud. It's just about implementing it,
Yeah, that's what it is. Like if you get something, you gotta be able to put it to place. Got people.
So I don't provide, oh shoot. Sorry guys, my thing just, I don't know why I did that. So I don't have mentorship or coaching. Oh, thank you, Sophia. I don't right now just because like my hands are full obviously with work in this, but soon I'm at the end of June, I'm gonna open back up the one-on-ones that I had one-on-ones before open, but life kind of got too busy. I'm gonna open that back up, and I am working on something where I'm gonna go live like twice a week with a smaller group of people and just guide them through their deals, like getting the ARVs. Because I know a lot of people when they first start, they're just so nervous about every single step. Like, am I giving the right offer? What do I say when they say this? And I don't, I'm not able to help guide anybody through that with the crash course. But I'm working on something to where I can kind of guide people.
Yeah, for sure. Like super useful because people, they need that verification. Like, yeah, you're doing it the right way. Because there's people that will think they're doing it the right way, have the correct numbers, but if they don't have that person that's pushing them, like, yeah, this is the right way, they won't even do it.
They won't even make the offer. A lot of people will be like, I took your course, I started calling, and this lady wanted me to give her an offer, and that was 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean that was 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, you know how much it changed in 2 hours?
So it's just like they get so scared, like you run all the way up to the bat and then you don't swing. It's like, no. So I want to create something to help people get that confidence to swing. I have helped a couple of my students through just because they were so persistent with me. Like I'm talking about, they're messaging me every day, like, and they wore me down. So I helped them through a couple and it really worked out.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you suggest doing when you're invested but haven't gotten a deal and you're low on funds because hop on the phone?
Yeah, hop on the phone. If you're low on money but you have time, you can't beat the dialer. Honestly, even if you have money, you can't beat the dialer. Or
it's this properties landlords, if you don't have any money in your pocket at all.
Yeah.
To the public library
honestly, you can go on PropStream for free. Get the 7-day free trial of PropStream. Type the addresses, get a really motivated list. Type the address in True People Search for free. I have a YouTube video on it, guys. If you want like the whole breakdown on how to start with $0, you really can use your cell phone, get Google Voice, the whole breakdown. So,
drop your YouTube below so they can know where to find you at.
Yeah, my YouTube is the same as my Instagram. It's Hot Wholesale. And I feel like I have a video on every single topic. So if you guys need free game and info, just go to my YouTube. It's like every topic out there pretty much.
Gonna be with not much skin in the game.
Yeah, people hit me up saying, you know, like I've done my first 3 deals off watching your YouTube channel. And I'm like, good.
Yeah, let's keep the money going.
Yep. Wholesaling's been around a long time.
It has. I appreciate you for coming on tonight. I'll reconnect with you in a couple months and we'll touch back then. And until then, I wish you the best with your success. It's money.
Thank you for having me. You got to come on my live here soon.
Yeah, for sure. Just let me know. Send me a message and I'll be there.
I'm going to interview you and find out all about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, sure. It's hot up here, hot in the summer, in the wintertime.
Sounds like the place to be.
Yeah, it's not at all. Only thing up there is the money.
Everyone's actually like scared of wholesaling in Pennsylvania now. I guess Philly or something made some law. So now everyone's like,
it's different. Philly. Like, a lot of people think like Pittsburgh, Philly.
Yeah.
So we're not affected with that going on out there yet. There has been talk about get your license and stuff like that. So I've been shifting a lot of my focus more towards flips, syndications, deals, commercial real estate.
So do you have rental properties?
Yeah, I do got some rental properties. My camera back on.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, I do have rental properties, and that's actually how I got started into wholesale. So I had purchased some properties. I was buying them just to rent them out, and the properties I was buying, I didn't know how much work they really needed. I just kind of wanted to get in the game and become a property owner. So I purchased a property, and I ended up selling it a year later for a small profit, and went and bought another property with that money. And in between that process, I found out the person who was selling me the property wasn't the actual homeowner, and he made like $6,000. So I'm like, whoa, how did you make $6,000 on a $9,000 purchase? You weren't the owner. So I found the property on Craigslist, and I asked my lawyer, well, it was actually the settlement company at the time, if I paid my attorney after, because I just kept asking them questions and trying to figure out how am I going to, pay this fee, and why do I got to pay this fee? And then he told me what it was. So after he told me what it was, I did my research and figured out how to wholesale. And
that's so funny.
Yeah, I built the business around it and been acquiring rental properties ever since then. And now I'm heavy into the flipping. So I'm looking to buy more properties in the Pittsburgh area. If you know anybody, if any deals come across your desk, definitely send them to me first. Looking to be like in the A and B areas. I try to stay away from war zones and full rehabs.
Yeah.
Because of the time and the risk that it takes to get your money back out of them.
Yeah, definitely.
If I could get into like a lipstick rehab that needs carpet, paint, I'm not looking to really do like any foundation work. I will do a roof. I'll replace a roof. But with properties, because if there's a hole in the roof, that means that water's been getting into the property for years, and that just messes up everything. You have to redo the electric, floor joists, and you know how much wood is right now.
Yeah.
Wood is super, super expensive right now. So that's a battle I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to find out these properties.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if I find anything in Pittsburgh, I'll definitely let you know. And I'll be on the lookout for sure because I have a lot of virtual people that I connect with. So
and I definitely love to, get first dibs at it. And of course I'll take care of you, make sure your team is paid. We don't even lowball people no more. We're paying fair.
no, I just want you to you don't have to pay me, you just teach me how to flip too. I'll come learn from you.
For sure. If you're available, come out next month to the next event.
Yeah, what day is it?
It is the 19th of June.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same day as the other one.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Yeah. It's June 18th and 19th, and then my birthday is June 21st. So it's gonna be perfect. It is. I'm gonna take my dad with me. I'm gonna take the kids out there, and then we're gonna go to Cleveland after. It's just gonna be work and family. Like, I'm not really like a turn up type of person. So what makes me happy is doing this and being with my family.
Is this gonna be the first time actually going to the Cleveland market?
Yeah.
That's gonna be so dope.
I want to buy. I'll tell you guys a secret. I didn't tell anyone, but I want to buy like a personal property out there so I can just be back and forth. And it's houses out there for like 30,000-40,000 in decent areas and stuff. So it's gonna be.
You gotta be careful, like there's some bad areas. And
yep.
Good areas.
There's some bad areas and there's some good ones. So I found a little deal that I'm thinking about just getting for my like a little family house and just go out there and have that be headquarters, and.
So we travel back and forth from Cleveland and where you're at now?
Yeah, Vegas is so hot in the summer. I might as well spend summers out there. But I don't know, like I'm like in other markets too. So I just want to be a little bit more free, get out of this whole like rent situation out here because it's getting crazy out here in Vegas.
Out there. But man, hey, Cleveland's hot too. Cleveland is very, 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 very hot. So don't think that you're getting away from the dry heat.
Oh, you said it's like hot temperature wise?
Yeah.
All summer they were telling me it was like 70 and 60. Like the worst it got was like 90.
Yeah. I guess it's not that hot compared to Vegas, but it's humid. It's so humid.
It's 120 out here, like regularly in the summer. 120 degrees. You know how that feels? It doesn't matter if you're in shade or pouring water on yourself. You're dying. Like, I hate it.
Right. I've never been to Vegas in the summertime. So.
Don't do it to yourself. I've passed out twice out here.
For real. Gotta stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Cleveland is they get the freezing weather. That weather is horrible.
Yeah.
Midwest, and I could never do Vegas.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Get out of Cleveland when it gets too cold. Get out of Vegas when it gets too hot, and just
bounce around.
I went to Florida for the first time, and Florida is beyond amazing. The beaches that I saw were white sand beaches. It's not like California. So I mean, there's a whole world out there. Now I can actually go see it. Like, what?
So you got to be able to, get into real estate so you can have that freedom to just get up when you need to and not be tied down to a desk. And that's like virtual wholesale. You can do that from anywhere. All you need is your phone.
Yep. Put my kids on the leash and just go.
Put them on. Yeah, sure. Keep them on the run too far.
Yeah, and just go. We're state to state. We can go to a different country. We just need internet. So it's super exciting. And now it's been a whole year and I see like all the other opportunities there are out there. There's people flipping virtually, not even wholesaling, flipping virtually. So
I know someone in Columbus that's doing that. He's been doing it. He lives in Atlanta, but he flips in Columbus. And I'm like, you got to have a good project manager. There's got to be a lot of communication because on these flips, the store runs, the material, it's the details.
Yeah.
make you in the flips, and being able to be on top of that is what's going to be a good flip to a bad flip. If certain things go wrong, you're not getting your money out the deal until you either sell or refinance.
Yeah.
So
You're in it.
thing is you gotta make sure everything goes as planned. But something that I found out when I went to a class down in Texas, I was down there for a 2-day new construction builders class. He told me, don't put too much stress on yourself. It doesn't have to be done today. You're just putting unrealistic expectations on yourself that this project has to be done on this day. What's going to happen if it's done tomorrow?
Right.
Nothing. So if you think of it like that and don't put too much stress on yourself, but you still got high expectations,
yep,
you can flip off.
I think it's kind of like wholesaling too, though, because it can get stressful for like a second, but you just have to like see it through, and then it always gets better.
Yeah, flipping, like it's super stressful because I feel like it's like the emotional roller coaster. Because some days will be good, everything will be good. You'll get your cabinets and you'll get your flooring, you get the material, and then next thing you know, there's a nick in the cabinets. The soft shut doors don't shut. Your refrigerator doesn't work. It doesn't get delivered. The windows. If you think about it, it takes about 4 weeks right now to order windows at least.
Wow.
And these are good windows, not the best quality, but not the worst. But imagine waiting 4 weeks. You expect to get your project done in 6 weeks. The windows get there and they're all the wrong size.
Now it's another 4 weeks.
Another 4 weeks. Or you could go into, quarterback mode and frame your windows down a little bit smaller, but then that's going to up your cost. But it cuts out on your construction time. So there's just like so many little tricks and corners that could be cut, but the work is still done right. But you just got to be able to think on your feet and think your money's tied up in this transaction until you sell it. And the longer you're tied up, the more you're going to pay and the less profit you'll make.
Man, when I find a deal, let's just flip it together and figure something out, because that was just some game there. I feel like I could learn a lot from you. And I met like this dude who flips out in Jersey. It's kind of expensive out there. And
it's super expensive out there.
Yeah, and he told us kind of how he saves money in a little bit of ways, and gave us like, all his spreadsheets, and just dropped a lot of knowledge on flipping. And I'm like, that sounds fun. Like wholesaling is fun, but that sounds way more fun because you get to like, and then I would be like picking the fixtures and the ceiling fans. That's probably real fun.
Money is actually like picking the fixtures. You can find a lot of stuff like secondhand. Like on my last flip, I probably paid like $1,000 for all my appliances. That's the dishwasher, refrigerator,
wow,
stove, microwave,
washer, dryer.
Yeah, no, I don't put washer and dryers in there. I make that the responsibility of the buyer. If you buy it, you got to put it in there.
Yeah.
And now the market is so hot, people are selling places without refrigerators and stoves. But I don't do that because at the end of the day, you're putting your name on the line, and people will remember you for years down. Like,
for selling naked houses.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh man, that boy Steve sold me a house with no refrigerator, no stove. But it's starting to become a new standard now. But I just like to put it in there. It looks better for the pictures anyways, because you can visualize it when you put it on the market. They see the refrigerator, the stove, but the refrigerator, well, the kitchen is what sells. It sells the house.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get a little bit of this seller's market money, because when the boom happens, it's going to be a whole different environment. When the bubble pops or whatever they call it, I definitely want to get some of this seller's market money while everything's selling above ask and stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like if you just keep buying right now, like buy your rentals, buy properties that you think are going to be good deals, if you buy them and then flip them and then sell them, oh my God, you're going to turn your $10,000 deals into $100,000 deals. Because right now, I got like 2-3 properties with 6-figure profits in them in the pipeline to close. But if I would have did, wholesale, I would have made $10,000. But I'm taking the extra risk putting the skin in the game, waiting the extra 4 months and making 10 times that money.
I 100% agree with you. I had a deal we locked up for 50K. We wholesaled it for 120K, but the ARV is like 320K. And the rehab was only like 50,000. So we could have put 100,000 in, made 220, but instead we made 70. So I'm not complaining, but I left a shit ton of money on the table right there, and I'm kicking myself in the butt for it. And now I have like another mini opportunity. It's a $16,000 deal. And part of me is like, just pay the money and figure it out later, because even if I pay the money and it turns out like something else is wrong with it, I can still sell it to an investor.
Sell it, you could rent it, you could do the burst strategy, but yeah, that's something that we can connect on. What area is it in?
That one is in St. Louis.
Oh yeah, St. Louis. I got someone out in St. Louis also. So if you need any connections out there, but you're also wholesaling out there, so you got some good connections out there too.
Yeah, but the contractors, like, since I don't have personal relationships, I wasn't really lucky with the contractors on that last deal. We did get some bids to fix it, but then the good contractors were so busy, they couldn't fit us in for like 3-4 weeks, and they never worked with us. So it's not like they're gonna rush to work with us.
See, that would be a good situation for us. That'd be a good situation for us, because I got someone out there that I met at a last mastery class that's doing a flip out there. So whenever they're done with their flip, what we like to do is roll over the contractors. So if they're working on my job, I'll put them on one of my friends' job to keep them busy. And that way, they're always going to be employed, because if they're not employed and they're not making money, they're going to have to go elsewhere for money. But if you keep them working in the circle, and just we pay good money too. So
do you want to look at it? You want to look at it?
What's that?
You want to look at the deal and maybe we'll do something?
Yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah.
Definitely. What do you think it needs?
It needs a full job. I don't think it's pretty messed up. I'll send you the pictures. It's gonna definitely need like some, like, you know how the paint peels sometimes? Yeah, like the paint is peeling on the ceilings and some of the walls. Besides that, it's just really like new kitchen, new bath, paint, flooring, some holes in the drywall and stuff like that, and then some windows. It's a brick duplex.
Oh, it's a duplex.
Yeah, and it's brick, and that people really like that out there.
Yeah, brick. A lot of questions. Brick is definitely like super.
We're just talking. We should have just talked on our own. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of stories, a lot of questions in there. But yeah, there's definitely money in the duplexes, but I really don't try to flip duplexes. There's a lot of stories, a lot of questions in there. But yeah, there's definitely money in the duplexes. But I really don't try to flip duplexes, because the simple fact that your buying pool is going to be a lot smaller, and you're not going to be able to get people approved as much for like the duplexes. But some people do want a house hack. Let's see. I think you froze a little bit on the Instagram. Got you. What market do you at? So right now, I'm in the actual Pittsburgh market. You still there? I think I got you on my YouTube, but the actual Instagram are gone. So yeah, man, I hope you guys got a lot of gems out of this conversation.
Ooh, that live failed, so you guys got to see the rest of it.
Get ready, get prepared for the next come out. I'll take you out in these properties.
Sorry about that. It cut out. I don't know what happened.
They said, can y'all post it so we can rewatch? Yeah, we'll definitely post it. I definitely want everyone to go to her page right now. Make sure you're following her. Make sure you're following me, because we're going to keep dropping gems and keep spreading the wealth. And one of the best ways to spread wealth is to not focus on what you're getting out of people. You got to focus on putting the energy out there and how much positive energy you can put into the world. And once people like really start doing that mindset shift, watch how your life changes.
100%. I definitely feel like part of my big success was, as soon as I started, I just started posting about it, telling people, hey, this is what I just did. I just made this money. And I tried to get everybody I know into wholesaling. I'm talking about everybody, like even people I just barely knew. I'm like, I'm doing this thing. It's working. You'll never believe it. And
about it. Like some of my cousins, some of my friends, and they're like, they didn't hop on board.
I know.
And now I'm in a lot better situation, and they want to get on the train now. There's still a seat on the bus, but you know, it's different. It's not as.
But now I'm driving the bus, and we could have bought the bus together, and it's a whole different vibe now because now if they don't take action now, they're wasting your valuable time. But in the beginning, we could have learned together. That was my biggest thing. Like, I did this at work, let's do it together. And now it's like, Toddy, teach me. And now I got to be a teacher, which I'm willing to do, but you have to do it. Please don't waste my time because people would pay for this. That's what I try to.
I charge a lot for my mentorships because my time is so valuable. And, you know, every second that I'm spending teaching someone is a time that I'm not spending with my kids or time that I'm not doing something that I want to do.
Yep.
So the mentorship I do is for 4 weeks, and every mentorship is going to be custom. I find out what goals you want. I figure out where you want to be, whether it's flipping, rentals, or wholesale, and I build a custom plan to get you there. And people.
Well, maybe you can help me come up with something like that because my whole thing is I don't know how to mentor people and do this at the same time because this keeps you really busy. Yeah, and I don't want to like the couple people I guided through their deals, we JV'd them, and that's how I made my money. And they've gone on to do a lot of deals. So I know there's value in me guiding someone through the steps and everything like that. I just wouldn't even know how to price it or, you know, it's just such a.
Something together, I can help you price it, then time block. You set a certain time each day that you allow yourself to mentor. Because, you know, right now I'm only doing probably about 4 hours a week for mentorships because I'm only taking 2 or 3 students.
It's challenge time.
Alexa, stop.
Just ask me to open songs.
Alexa, stop.
It's challenge time.
I hate this Alexa. She does not listen.
Alexa,
Alexa, stop. I'm so sorry, guys. This Alexa is like a bad stepchild. She does not listen.
She don't. You got to yell at her. So definitely time block and figure out how much to charge and figure out how to keep people accountable. So keeping your mentor students accountable is very important. It's kind of similar to like the joint venture, but when you JV, there is no guaranteed payment.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. So you can spend 5 weeks teaching someone how to close a deal and they give you 50% profit, but what if in that 5 weeks the deal collapses and your time is gone and you know you're not able to recoup that time or money. So I feel like once we get into the mentorship, people they're committed. And you know, if you spend $2,200, it's not going to be something that you're just going to be looking to walk away on.
Yeah.
But if you finish, you complete, and you do everything that you say you're going to do, you're going to be winning. So some people are out, you know, spending massive money because I make the connections to the private lenders. I make the connections to the lawyers and the contractors. So you have literally everyone that you need to be successful.
Yeah, and you're mentoring people through flips too, and wholesaling.
Flips and wholesaling. So that's why I like to bring the people in, whether it's through a Zoom call or face to face, and I figure out exactly where you want to be, and you get a custom plan. So sometimes, you know, people don't want to move forward, but then they always come back because if there's something that you don't know, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to figure it out without paying someone to get the knowledge.
Yeah.
But to get all the pieces of the puzzle, it's best to just pay for the specialized knowledge and get it out the way. That's like one thing I feel like with property inspection. Say there's a property you're looking to purchase, and there's something you don't know about it. Whether it's do you think the electric's bad? Do you think the roof is bad? Do you think the plumbing's bad? Look, spend $350. Pay for a professional inspection, and that way you're going to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Not have to second guess. So you got to figure out what's more valuable: your $350 or a peace of mind. And if you're doing a lot of deals, peace of mind is going to be everything.
100%.
So we got about 45 seconds. Drop some gems. Let them know how they can find you. And I'll definitely save this video so we could watch it in the future.
Yeah.
And people come back and watch it.
Follow me on Instagram. You have it right here. YouTube Hot Wholesale. I have a ton of content. And then in my Instagram bio, I have all my links. You can grab my crash course for only the next 11 people. It's $50 with the code HOT50, HOT50. Grab that if you want to learn how to virtual wholesale from A to Z, and DM me and take action. Number one thing is just take action and ask questions. And like he said, invest in yourself. So this is the crib flippa, guys. If you guys get on my Instagram, you guys will see that I've been blasting it the last couple days. And I mean, since we're still on YouTube live, at least go ahead and tell them where they can find you. And everybody, make sure you guys go follow him and give him some love, because he's been a gem for real these last few months ever since I met him. Oh, your audio's off. Oh no, has your audio been off the whole time on YouTube? That would suck.
I hope it wasn't.
It probably
I would
has
hope one of the followers would have said something. But you guys are looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at _crib flipper. And you can find me at greenwoodpgas.com if you guys are looking for any mentorships, training one-on-ones, or get tickets to my next live event, which is going to be crazy. We'll be out looking at investment properties. I'll show you guys how to find, fund, and flip any property. And that's about it for me.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate you having me and put me on your YouTube. I hope that everyone subscribes, learns a lot more, and we will touch base within a couple months. And I want to talk more about that deal in Missouri.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to send you the details right now. Thank you so much for having me too.
I appreciate it. Have a